Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner. Excuse me, classics, and non-classics. This is episode number 1659 and Doubleshot number 1553. Now, we have two Marvel trades here. The first one is considered to be one of the worst events of the last 20 years. Now, according to the artist of the book, David Finch, the writer did not care about the criticism. He just did it because he was told to. Yes, what book is it? Ultimatum! Yes. Here's a little fun fact for you when it comes to David Finch, who is the artist of this book. This is one of two event miniseries he's ever done. The next one he would ever do would be Forever Evil. About, get this, I think it was about 5 years later, I think it was. Yes, though this event, 5 issues, though the last issue was delayed. Written by Jeff Loeb, this picks up right after Ultimatum 3. And oh boy. Oh yeah, by the way, on the cover, like, a lot of the characters on the cover do make appearance. Daredevil doesn't. Nope. He mostly appears in the Spider-Man tie-in for this event. For a lot of people, this event killed the Ultimate Universe. And they still thought it was dead, even though it was still publishing for another 6 years. Yeah, it was still publishing for another 6 years after this, and people declared the universe dead. They just did not want anything to do with it because they hated this miniseries. This whole miniseries, Ultimatum. Now, I did not read it initially when it came out. I did read a little bit later because I wasn't reading stuff online like I am nowadays. I did read it later, and yes, I can understand why this book is bad. Oh boy, it's bad. Why? Gory death scenes. Now yes, one of the most infamous scenes in this whole book is in issue 2, where the Blob is seen eating the corpse of the Wasp. It's never explained in the book of what the heck happened here. And then, as a response, Hank, Janet's ex-husband, picks at the Blob. He's like, I'm the Blob, I can't be moved. He's like, really? He picks him up and bites his head up and spits it out. And then later on, he is killed by Multiple Man, by suicide bombers. Yep, kills off freaking yellow giant man. Here's the strange thing about this event. The Spider-Man comic was completely unaffected by this. Like, was there any deaths from Spider-Man characters in this event? Surprisingly, no. It was mostly affecting the pages, affecting a little bit of the Ultimates, but most of the X-Men. A lot of X-Men got killed off in this storyline. Even some of the villains. I mean, in this main miniseries alone, we saw the death of Nightcrawler, who was found drowned in a sewer. Dazzler died. Angel, Wolverine. Yes, Wolverine died in this whole thing. He got vaporized with the combined efforts of Magneto possessing Iron Man's repulsor attack, and Magneto basically using his magnetic power to basically vaporize Wolverine. Let's see. We also have Cyclops in the final issue, where he gets shot in the head. Magneto kills Charles Xavier by snapping his neck. Magneto himself is killed by Cyclops by basically vaporizing his head with his freaking head. Well, one that I'll get to, and it's kind of in the way retconned by a later book that came out several years after this. I'll get to that one. This whole thing is like, we have Reed possibly proposing to Sue. This is, of course, the Ultimate version of them, not the regular 616 version. They've been married for decades. About to post to him, and of course, we also have Franklin and his father. We have Franklin and Johnny arguing. The thing is like working out. Then all of a sudden, a tidal wave hits New York City. So Reed basically goes after Namor. So he sees Namor, he captures him. It's like, okay, you tried to do this one time, so basically I'm accusing you. Dr. Doom, meanwhile, goes outside of his castle like, wait, why is it so cold? And he goes like, oh crap, my whole country's been frozen. Now, how the heck this was accomplished is baffling, to say the least. The way that Loeb explains it, I have met, apparently Earth was rotated off its axis. I thought this was kind of weird. And then as soon as basically Magneto fixes it, gets killed by Cyclops. I'm like, what the hell? Now, Magneto, at the start of this event, he does have Thor's hammer. He kept it after the events of Ultimates 3. Which, yeah, that book was terrible. It had fantastic artwork, great scenes with Thor and Kaiser fighting freaking dinosaurs. So that was really awesome. But the whole thing was so stupid. And retconning that, get this, outing Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch as an incest couple. Wow, that was disgusting. Now, I'm not really sure of why the heck he decided to do that for. He also decided to have an unresolved plot for the damn thing by having, let's somebody leak the sex tape of Black Widow and Iron Man. Which, by the way, that was never resolved. Why the heck Wolverine show up in the thing? Well, that's because of stuff related to that Slayer explored in their book that comes after this. But yeah, like, Thor apparently dies in this whole thing. Runs to Hela, who's 7 feet tall. And yeah, this book is just bad. Oh my gosh, this book is so freaking bad. Now, if I heard the reason for the death toll being so high was because Marvel was going to reboot the Ultimate Universe. I should point out, though, the Ultimate Universe at this point had been around for about 6 years. Yes. Now, yes, that's the reason I heard. And from what I've heard, David Finch doesn't want to talk about the series very much because even he realizes, though, the book was bad. I've talked to him a little bit about it on his YouTube stream that he does, where that he does remember working with Jeff Loeb. He just, it's one of a couple times he's written a story, he's actually drawn a story arc where people hate it. The only other time that I can think of where David Finch drew a story arc that people hated was Avengers Disassembled. People hated Disassembled. But this is worse than Disassembled. I mean, the best thing I can say about this miniseries is that it's got good artwork. Excuse me, yes. Okay, it was like, actually it was like late 2008 when this came out. Yes, so they kill off a lot of people over the course of these 5 issues. One death that is kind of baffling, and I never talked to David Finch about this, but Linkar brought up his review. In the final issue, where apparently Doctor was taking Namor as a test subject. Yes, Doctor takes Namor as a test subject. And he's like, how did you get in here? And Linkar right up through the door. And he's like, Reed told me what you did. Also in this event, Nick Fury comes back after the events of Ultimate Power from the Supreme Power universe. And comes back here. Why he was brought back for, just it's like basically rushing. It's basically doing mail and notes here. So then, of course, Thing does something he does not do in the regular universe. Oh no, he never does. This is all Doctor Doom because Doctor Doom is very much alive. Thing kills Doctor Doom in the final issue. Though here's the thing about it. It was a retcon in Ultimate FF. The person he murdered was his future mother-in-law, Mary Storm. And you're like, really? When the heck did this happen? When did this revelation happen? Ultimate FF, the one that lasted 6 issues, one had a really terrible artwork. That's when they revealed the Doctor Doom appeared in this, and Ultimate 3 he was a stand-in. It was not the actual Doctor Doom. Because Doctor Doom at this point in time was off in the Marvel Zombies universe. So yeah, Mary Storm poses him, and that's the reason why this happened. But that was probably the writer basically retconning something that people hated about the story. But still doesn't sit right the fact that basically the Thing kill his future wife's mother, because later on, basically, I think it was in Ultimate FF. I think it was Thing marries Sue Storm and they have a kid together. Okay, for the artwork for this miniseries, I give it a 10 out of 10 because it's really good, despite the stupid. Actually, I give it a 9 out of 10 because of that disgusting panel from issue 2. The story itself, I give a 2 out of 10. This whole thing, 4 out of 10. Is that bad? Actually, no, scratch it. Let's give it a 1 out of 10 because it is terrible. My gosh. Moving on to something better because I want to start with something really bad. Let's start with something really, really good. Annihilation. Yes, an event that came out in 2006. And you're scratching it like, wait, didn't Civil War 1 came out the very same year? Yes, it did. That event overshadowed this, which is the stupid thing about this event. It got overshadowed by an event that everybody hates. This is Annihilation Book One. This is one of about, I think it's about 4 books that collects the entirety of the Annihilation crossover in chronological order. This book contains the Drax Destroyer miniseries, the Annihilation Prologue, which sets up this whole event, and Annihilation Nova. Fun fact about this 4-issue miniseries. It is actually counted as part of the numbering for Nova, despite being a miniseries. Yes, seriously. When Marvel decided to have issue 13 of Volume 5, when Sam Alexander was Nova, they counted this miniseries, this really good 4-issue miniseries, as part of numbering. Now, the miniseries itself, the first miniseries here, Drax Destroyer, this is done by Keith Giffen and art by Mitch Brewster. Annihilation Prelude, Keith Giffen, but the artwork is done by Scott Nolans and Era Avaliti. Annihilation Nova, which this one is really, really good. I love this one. Now, surprisingly, Dan Abnett and Lane do not do the main miniseries. That's Keith Giffen do that one. They did do the sequel one, but not this one. Oh, it kept Walker on the artwork. Now, the Drax Destroyer miniseries. This one has the debut of the character Cammy. Yes, the one who later returned in the short-lived Drax ongoing series by Cullen Bunn and CM Punk. Mostly, for this one, just Drax and Earth. He just wandered about. Eventually, he does get the actual signature look he's known for having for the past decade. It's a really good miniseries. That later sets up Annihilation Prelude, which is basically the start of the special event. Where, basically, we have this Annihilation wave grab the whole galaxy, destroying stuff. Xandar is destroyed, and Nova Corps Primo is destroyed. Though this one-shot later leads into the Annihilation Nova miniseries. Where Nova, who is the only survivor on the planet Xandar, goes to the World Mine. Yes, the World Mine. Which you're thinking, really? The World Mine? What the heck is that? That is the supercomputer which houses basically all the power of the Nova Corps. Yeah. That's where Nova, Drax, and Cammy are in. The World Mine, in case you're curious, though, when was the first time it showed up? Nova number 8. It's a Marvel weapon creation. Yep. The World Mine has not really appeared very much over the years. No, it hasn't. I mean, aside from Nova number 1 appeared in his next appearance was Fantastic Four 205, and then this miniseries. And appearing heavily in the Nova book, and it didn't do very much afterwards. Like, Susan's Imperative wrapped up, like it popped up toward the end of Nova Volume 6, and played a role in the last few issues of Nova Volume 7, and that was it. Yeah, basically the World Mind is mentioned in the book about the character Supernova was an evil Nova who had the power of the entire Nova Corps in his head. And basically, Nova basically down kind of this up, but basically he's in control. He's not basically going insane like the Supernova did, which is basically brought up here. And he gives up a brand new costume. Yeah. At the start of this, he had a completely different outfit. Oh, by the way, here's Drax's look that he sports in the main miniseries here. Yeah, this basically is responsible. So you can thank Keith Giffen for giving Drax his signature look that he would sport later in the movies by Dave Bautista. You can thank the artist this one. By the way, Richard Ryder and Nova look like this. He's the one in the middle of those three. Yeah, that's him. That's what he originally looked. He looked like this. He had this look for a long time. Yep, and after Annihilation Prelude, he gets a brand new look, which he keeps his look for the next several years. He actually keeps his look up until very recently. Yeah, when he downloads the World Mind to his head, he gets a brand new costume. Which he gets this very costume right here. Issue 1 is the debut of this look. It's more of a armor per se. And you could thank Annihilation Nova number 1. Dan everybody Landing for giving Nova this look. And he kept this look. Despite the fact Return of the Nova Corps, he pretty much kept the look. And he later got an ongoing series that came after this miniseries wrapped up. Yep. And they met with Drax and Cammy, and he meets up with Quasar, someone he does know, because I think he met when he was on Earth. Basically, he put together an army to take on, basically, who's in charge of this Annihilation Wave. Who the person in charge of this Annihilation Wave is so hilarious that it's somewhat of a joke, to say the least. But yeah, this pretty much just picks up right where that main one-shot left off, and it just has build up to issue 1 of Annihilation, which deals with what happens right after this one. But yeah, this is really, really good. I love it. Yes. For the first book for Annihilation. For Annihilation, Book 1, I give this book a 10 out of 10. It is so awesome. Love this event, and I highly recommend everybody check it out. Because in my opinion, it's better than Civil War 1 because the characters are not fighting each other over some stupid law. Here, they're fighting a threat. They're coming together to fight a big, humongous cosmic threat, which makes it awesome. That's not bad anyways. Okay, so that's a particular review, and that's going to be a video today. Yeah, reviewing these 2 miniseries was awesome. I love the fact I got a chance to get done Ultimatum, because with reviewing that miniseries, technically there's 2 more things left to go for Jeff Loeb's time with the Ultimate Universe, and that's Ultimate Power, which that's going to be a review, and Ultimate Comics X. And that's it. Because after the second miniseries after the 6th series wraps up, he's done with the Ultimate Universe after that. He doesn't do anything else with the Ultimate Universe. Yep. So yeah, until we see you all tomorrow for my review for Shaman King, which yes, it does come out this week. As far as I can tell, it does. Because last week I took a week off because of New Year's. This week, I don't think so. Okay? This video. Bye.